What's the good word, Chief? My mind turns against me. I must return to engineering and make one last.
Post-incident log. Something has gone horribly wrong. We were in orbit directly above Dasra, monitoring our current experiments when we experienced a sudden energy surge. I fear the source came from the city itself. It triggered our grav drive and shoved the Oracle to an unknown location. We thought members of the crew were somehow lost. Vortex Phantom. I thought could it be that the energy surge had somehow transformed them and warped their minds? Vital. Post-incident log. After the initial jump, areas of the Oracle have somehow been sectioned off by strange energy fields or barriers. The fields allow no one to pass and are somehow able to repel, almost teleport, the trespasser back. I am certain these new fields are related to the Vortex Phantoms. Both resonate with the same energy pattern. The exact same pattern we were studying for Anasco's experiments. Something happened in Dasra. And if the situation is bad here, I fear for our brethren in the city. track Vessel. Post-incident log. The Oracle has continued to jump. It is completely out of our control. Not only that, but I believe the initial surge of energy we experienced is transformative. With each passing day, more of the crew succumb to whatever residual energy we were exposed to. Most are instantly hostile, but we discover some are able to retain a sense of self. At least, momentarily.
Restoring the gravity may pull the cell into place. If I can get to the control room, if I can just... No! They are coming!
Post-incident log. I am one of the few remaining unaffected crew on the Oracle. Nadine, Basira, and Tara were the only others I was able to find. I fear it is just a matter of time before we succumb to this energy that is turning the others. How long will we last? And will my mind be strong enough to hold out when my time comes? Basira and I have programmed the Oracle to return to Arunkai's orbit once it is able. All of our research will automatically be transmitted the moment we are within Dasra's range. I pray our work here was not in vain.
Controls! What?
Warning. Gravity procedure initiated. Please check your surroundings to ensure personal safety. Restoring gravity in 3, 2, 1. Core cell connected. Report to operations for system reboot.
The Vortex Phantoms. Where did they go? Something is wrong. No! Not now! I have to hold on!
Mainframe reboot initiated. Commencing protocol. Station lockdown completed. All major systems on standby. Mainframe reboot completed. Warning, station jump procedure initiated. Please check your surroundings to ensure personal safety. Jump in 3, 2, 1. Execute. Jump completed. Station lockdown released. Initiating data transfer. Incoming transmission.
Dasra calling the Oracle Station. We've received your transmission. Your orders are to send a representative down here immediately. It appears we have much to discuss.
You sure you want to do this right now?
How's it going?
Hold very still and choose your words carefully. You have no right to be here. No signal should have left this system. But the Oracle was lost.
We had feared as much, but it is good to know for certain. Voris, I think we need not fear our guest. Perhaps, in this time of need, the Great Serpent has delivered us a gift.
Counselor, with due respect, we have not had unannounced visitors here in generations. It is a clear breach of security.
I do not disagree, and I know that security, in whatever small form we can grasp it, is of paramount importance. But you must acknowledge the timing is curious. And perhaps our guest's intent should be determined before we take further action. Are you now? Most curious indeed. I am afraid that, not having been born of House Varun, that may prove a complicated matter.
Great Serpent,
It's happening again.
hear me.
Speaker, we are here!
We have reached out to you to seek guidance in our hour of need. The gate in the Citadel has been opened just to seek you. Have I failed you? What is this place? Where am I? Why do you not show yourself? I strive only to follow your command. All must serve. Please, do not leave me in darkness. Oh, Great Serpent, is that you? Is it your presence I feel? I feel something, yet I see nothing. Is this a test? What do you require of me? Great Serpent, I have done all that I can. The scaled citadel itself has been transformed to petition you. I know that all must serve, but I need more. I require guidance. Take pity on us and reveal the way forward.
It cannot be coincidence that you arrive here now. Our leader, Anasko Varun, he has appeared like this over and over. So many of our people have been trapped in this state, these vortex phantoms. But usually they are hostile and lash out. Anasko is different. If only we could hear his voice, some reassurance that all is not lost. You could hear him. Despite the sightings, none have heard the word from Anasko in all this time, yet you claim to. Do not toy with me. Not about this. If you speak truth, you must prove it. What did he say? The Serpent. The experiment was a secret, even to many of our own people. Truly, you did hear Anasko. You have been chosen. People of House Varun, hear me. We have asked the Great Serpent for deliverance from our calamity, and he has answered us. This outsider has been chosen as the most unlikely vessel for the Great Serpent's divine providence, and he will help save us all. Outsider, please. There is no denying you have been sent here as a sign. You must help us. But there are precepts that must be followed, principles that must be obeyed. Even in these dire circumstances, we cannot turn from Jinan Varun's teachings. You will be granted safe passage through Dazra and the lands beyond. No harm will come to you. But to truly aid us, you must become part of House Varun. This is not a thing done lightly. Excellent. Please, come with me. Forgive me for not introducing myself. I am Malibor Dulkev, a member of the High Council of House Varun. I have been asked to represent the Council in this moment. Please, enter our city. You have my word that you will not be harmed. I would ask that until you have become promised, you avoid the citizens of Dazra. They are not used to outsiders. Open the gate! Must have you a better feel for now. Surely you saw the scales as you arrived. It was the center of an explosion of sorts. It has annihilated most of our city. We have lost many of our brothers and sisters. I believe we are still in danger. House Varun needs your assistance, outsider. You mean, of course, the morning. It is, in fact. I have always found its presence. Counselor, what is the meaning of this? Is there a problem, Makula?
The city is in shambles, the speaker is missing, and here you are leading some outsider through our sacred space? Why allow this husk to defile our city? Have we not lost enough?
Have faith. I believe this outsider was guided here by the Great Serpent himself. Soon, Serpent willing, they will be one of us. But I can be sure and pass your concerns on to the rest of the High Council, if you wish. I apologize for the interruption. There is a ritual intended for converts to the Promised that has not been performed in generations. We are fortunate that there are those still alive who remember the old ways and have remained prepared for such a moment as this. Naza, I suspected we might find you here waiting.
I saw the ship landing. I knew immediately that I would be needed.
Indeed you are. This is Inaza Kaisir, Herald of the Serpent. She will guide you through the ritual. I am needed elsewhere. I assure you that you are in good hands.
So, no husk that walk the serpent's path. This is a path. Then let us enter, and I shall guide. The path lies before you, but it is up to you. Before House Varun. First on Earth, then scattered among the stars. One particular colony ship housed several hundred of these souls, and like all humans, they were lost souls. wandering in the dark, looking for a path. They were each alone and isolated, individual tiny flames that could be snuffed out at a moment's notice. But Jinan encountered a great serpent and was given the gift of knowledge. They followed his guidance and his light, and they cast aside the burdens of their former lives. He shared his knowledge with those around him and lit the way for them. And thus, House Varun was born. Now you too have the chance to cast aside your burdens, to relieve yourself of anything that holds you back. The people's hopes and fears and dreams were entrusted to the Great Serpent. They made the leap of faith that brought House Varun to greatness. You may now follow in their footsteps and take that same leap. Embrace the Great Serpent, and he will embrace you. The people of House Varun settled this world, at first in these very caves. Jinan Varun himself slept among them in these shelters. It was here that he spread the word of the serpent. It was here that the people of House Varun first understood the truth of their place in the universe. And it was here that the people of House Varun first understood the truth of the shrouding. The Great Serpent's return. He will encircle the universe he created, and all those who do not follow will be cast into shadow. And the people weighed this knowledge against their former lives, and saw how they had been blessed despite the difficult new life that awaited them. You too would do well to feel that solace amidst the pain. Until that day comes, we are the voice and the hands of the Great Serpent. Our every act a sacrifice to hasten his return. Make now a sacrifice to prove your devotion. And remember, whether in life or in death, all must serve. Let us begin the final ritual. While none since Jinan Varun have stood before the Great Serpent, we can all feel his presence. To solidify his bond, you are presented to the simple choice. Before you on this dais are several items. They represent different aspects of House Varun's connection to the Great Serpent. Pick the two that call to you. Place them on the altars. Offerings to the Great Serpent that he may fill you with his spirit and make you promise. And so you arise, one of the promised of House Varun. Did you feel the great serpent working within you? Do you feel born anew? And yet you did all that was asked of you. Do not worry. In time, you will feel the changes. He has to truly commit to the Great Serpent. I grant you, all will know you. Above us, in the grand ship morning, jewel of the Varun fleet. All must...
Did you need something? Welcome. You stand before... We are all that is left after the disaster that is... I represent House Dulkev. Jamal is from House Kadik, and we are joined by Lovek. We are, all of us, hopeful that your arrival in Dazra and your clear connection to Anasko Varun, for the first time in weeks, represent some semblance of hope. But you do. We have only seen brief glimpses of him since the incident. But you heard him speak. How can that be taken as anything other than providence? Please, just allow us a moment to explain.
By all means, Malabor. I can't wait to see how you spin this.
Please, can we just for a moment...
Can we just for a moment what? Discuss whether or not to allow the first convert to House Varun since before any of us were born? A bit late on that, it seems.
You were not there. You did not see an... Asko. It felt different. We have already wasted so much time.
You're correct. I was not there because you elected to travel to the spaceport on your own and then decided this on your own.
Do not waste time with more bickering. Anasko, and by extension House Varun, suffers with every passing moment.
Of course, Lovek. My apologies. Please, Malabor, do go on.
Anasko Varun, like his father before him, has relied on the teachings of Jinan to guide us. Anasko wondered if perhaps it was time to seek guidance directly from the Great Serpent. So sought a means of reaching out.
Perhaps he found the teachings inadequate.
Careful, Kadik. You tread on dangerous ground.
I mean nothing by it. We simply were never consulted on the matter and do not know the full motive.
The point is that a series of experiments have taken place over the years, utilizing grav drive technology to hopefully make direct contact with the Great Serpent, similar to Jinan Varun's initial meeting.
And then something went wrong.
Good to see you. Welcome. You stand We are all... I represent... We are all... But you do, please.
By all means, Malabor. I can't wait to see how you spend this.
Please, can we just for a moment...
Can we just for a moment what? Discuss whether or not to allow the first convert to House Barun since before any of us were born? A bit late on that, it seems.
You were not there. You did not see Anasco. It felt different. We have already wasted so much time.
You're correct. I was not there. Because you elected to travel to the spaceport on your own, and then decided this on your own.
Do not waste time with more bickering. Anasco, and by extension House Varun, suffers with every passing moment.
Of course, Lovek. My apologies. Please, Malabor, do go on.
Anasco Varun, like his father before him, has relied on the teachings of Jinan to guide us. Anasco wondered if perhaps it was time to seek guidance directly from the Great Serpent. So sought a means of reaching out.
Perhaps he found the teachings inadequate.
Careful, Kadik. You tread on dangerous ground.
I mean nothing by it. We simply were never consulted on the matter and do not know the full motive.
The point is that a series of experiments have taken place over the years, utilizing grav drive technology to hopefully make direct contact with the Great Serpent, similar to Jinan Varun's initial meeting.
And then something went wrong.
We do not know what happened. We were not inside the Scaled Citadel at the time.
Had we been, we wouldn't be standing here now. We'd be like the rest of them.
A great tide of energy emanated from the Scaled Citadel and swept across Dasra. Much was destroyed in its wake. Those caught in the blast have been left in a state of confusion, trapped halfway between our universe and the Vortex. The Citadel itself remains in such a state, right there and yet beyond our reach. We can only assume that the experiment is still running. We cannot get in, so we cannot stop it. Your arrival and your interaction with... The plan had been devised to access the Citadel, but the work stalled. Clearly, it is time to move forward with it. The current head of our science team, Ekris, should be in Jinan Plaza down below us, towards the Citadel.
You speak with me? Yes? Did you require something? I was outside the city, visiting a friend. You know, in that moment, I worried it was my fault. That I had somehow not... I still find myself worrying that we are being punished. That we have affronted the Great Serpent in some way. And that this is our penance. Indeed. I know they were assigned to the Oracle. They walk with the Greats.
May the Great Serpent bless you.
Scientists out at Hamadi Station?
The old married couple? Azad and Shireen, if I remember right.
We will all be lucky to see the end of the year. Well, you have made quite a stir. And to what do I owe the... Well... I will spare you much of the technical detail. One cannot help but notice the energy field around the Scaled Citadel. Until we can get through it, we cannot shut down the experiment inside, and it has proved quite impossible to get through. We had the beginnings of a plan to build and make. Every one of the houses needs to contribute, and what should have been a cooperative effort. And so, I believe I've done enough complaining. If you're here, the Council has likely. I need to oversee I appreciate that someone around here is. House Fetal owes us access codes. House Kadik was supposed to provide a young. And Hasmek, the new elder of House Dulkef, helped me get what we need. And we have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research, when I can. These phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really. If only there were some less disastrous way we could have discovered all this. I know. We have encountered several interesting phenomena. Second, we have learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even greater disturbance. These horrors and their spawn are infested with cysts. We have managed to collect enough to run experiments and have devised a method of combining them into an explosive mixture with varying. While they have no use. The process is simple enough that any industrial workstation, and depending on how you combine said materials, you may find the results to. Yes. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks. These phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really. If only there were some less. Well, then you are in. We have encountered several interesting phenomena. First, while the phantoms shift to a fully. Second, we have learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even greater disturbance. These horrors and their spawn are infested. We have managed to collect enough to run experiments and have devised a method of combining them. While they have no use in the development of the morning device, if you find. I do hope you are not questioning the thoroughness of my The process is simple enough, and depending on how you combine said materials. Just look. I'm sure you have at least some idea of how much. And those left behind. I hope that eventually we. Not enough to have prevented it from happening. If I had. It had been Inasco's primary goal for some time. A way to recreate Jinan Varun's encounter with the Great Serpent. Everything we knew about grav drive technology, every scientific. Towards the end. I was just so exhausted. I asked for a brief time off. Had I not? I don't know about that. Seems that it would have been easier to just not have it. I left the project weak. Some breakthroughs were made shortly there.
Remember, House Kadik business is its own. Only Rasma and Jimal
can't be serious granting them an audience. This is exactly the impression we
Akris has sent our newest reverend to inquire about Sahima. Don't worry. Jimal's already told me all about you. I'm Rasma, elder of House Kadik and head of the Ministry of Conjunction. Well, it's also an honor to meet one as interesting as yourself. I wouldn't have suspected an outsider to be made promised. But who am I to argue with the Great Serpent's choice? Impressive. I see now why you must have been chosen. I know the Council is looking to Sahima for answers, but the truth is, she's been taken, along with other members of the House. They're being held hostage by zealots, and now they're demanding negotiations. The zealots have yet to name specifics. At best, they'll demand an inordinate amount of credits or firearms. Worst case, a seat at the High Council or even the reinstatement of their house. House Maline. They know we can't risk Sahima for Dazra's sake. So, they won't hold back when it comes to demands. Aha. My thoughts exactly. Normally I'd have agents doing everything possible to find them. But we too suffered losses. We need to be here. Present. I couldn't risk more lives. It's the only reason I even agreed to these negotiations. But now that you're here, I can finally take action. Yes. It does seem more than mere coincidence, doesn't it? But there's still one unanswered question. I don't know where the zealots are keeping Sahima, but I have a good idea who does. Their name is Merrick. Merrick is a Kadik, and they also work for me as an agent in the Ministry of Conjunction. This is where matters get complicated. Indeed, they are. As I said, Merrick works for me in the Ministry of Conjunction. They've been establishing an inside relationship with the Zealots for some time now, on my orders. Forcing them to give up the information could jeopardize all they've worked for. So don't expect them to be forthcoming. Get the information any way you see fit, as long as no physical harm comes to them. See that you do. You'll find Merrick upstairs in the meditation room.
You're no member of House Kadik. Forgive me, I didn't realize we were entertaining guests. You must be the... So, tell me, what would a chosen one such as yourself want with someone like me? I'm sorry, did you say Zep? Absolutely ridiculous. So much for... I guess this means the High Council is still asking Auntie... And if you're here making demands, she obviously has decided... I see what's going on. On the contrary, I know how I've worked hard to obtain, and like I've told Rosma 1,000 times. So, as far as I'm concerned, that... Oh, I don't think so. If anything, they... Yes, it's true, given the circumstances. Perhaps you're right. All right. If word spreads, the location you're it's an old Rosma will know it. Let her tell you. Watch your tone. Remember what I said. The Zealots are...
Good to see you.
I pray you were successful. You must have gotten the look. Well done. If my intel is correct, the sooner the better. Now that we have a rescue mission underway, I'll speak to Merrick about... I expect them to be pliable after. The current plan is to hold them at one of the... Meet us there Wednesday. Good. I'll stall the... That being... Now, Jamal wants an update before you leave.
Reverend, a word before you go. Tell me, Reverend, what do you know about the Zealots? How magnanimous. The Zealots are widely frowned upon within our society. They're a remnant of the Serpent's Crusade, days we'd like to forget. Has my dear sister given you any history on our house's relations with the Zealots? I'm surprised she even mentioned that much. Rasma would have everyone believe she only wishes to keep an eye on the Zealots, so the Council can make informed decisions. The truth is, she's had this particular group of Zealots under her thumb for quite some time. This is only a problem now because she's lost control. That is the real reason why Rasma hasn't informed the High Council, and I'm sworn to silence. Exactly. House Kadik already has a reputation for being sympathetic to the Zealots, but the truth is far worse. Rasma wants the Zealots to back House Kadik, so the balance of power between the noble houses would shift to us. She's been employing them, paying them in supplies that aid their blind crusade. The Council knows nothing of her work with the Zealots, and I aim to keep it that way. All elders have their own ambitions. I'm certain that's all they see. What none of us expected was the disaster that is the Scaled Citadel. The aftermath is what allowed the Zealots to grab Sahima and the others, flipping the balance of power in their favor. Rasma has lost control and is putting House Kadik's reputation and power at risk. And that's what I would... House Kadik shouldn't be associating with Zealots at all, but worse, we absolutely cannot be supplying. We need to cut ties with the... How astute. I want you to put an end to any connections between House Kadik and the Zealots. And while my position won't allow me to be blunt, I'll still make it clear. Should the hostages not survive, Rasma would blame the Zealots and cut all ties. I'm doing what I must to preserve this house. All you need to get is Sahima's research, which she has with her. I knew you'd be reasonable, Reverend. You'll receive payment when your work is complete. As you may have guessed, we can't afford any loose ends, and you'll need a cover story for Rasma. When you arrived, the Zealots had already killed the hostages, so you exacted revenge in House Kadik's name. You'd fit well in the Ministry of I look forward to seeing you at the...
Get me out of here. Who are you? Oh, I knew the serpent would hear me. It's more than just me. There are others. The Zealots have been using them to force me to continue my research here. They think I have all the answers since the original experiment was a catastrophic failure. So my theory is correct. Or I should say, the High Council now believes my theory, the better theory, is correct. I knew it! I told them their algorithms and insufficient testing were only giving the illusion of stability. But no one wants to listen to me. Not the girl who put people twice my age to shame when it came to assessments. Of course, this is what it would take for Razma to send someone after me. I'm only family by name. I overheard the Zealots mention negotiating with House Kadik. Not only does the High Council deem me... I get it. Yes, step one, the Zealots aren't aware of how I've been delving... I told them I needed full access if they expect me to replicate the Nazca's experiment. They think I'm applying my theories to their poor excuse for technology down here. Granted, I could probably make it work. Well, yes. The other hostages are being kept just beyond this. I can disengage the locks to their cell and grant you access to an elevator. You just have to clear out that area first. I pray you're confident. While you get the rescue underway, I'll meet you in the other... And a well-thought-out one at that. I just need enough time to set up a... Think of it as a fail-safe to guarantee our safety. Good. I'll see you out...
Who are you? You aren't a zealot. Who? The Great Serpent is merciful. And Tahima? I wish it were the zealots separated us. Please. I can ready my people here, but... I'm afraid we're quite They've been starving us. I fear more for the ones they've taken to... We'll be ready. Great Serpent was truly watching over us.
The Great Serpent bless you for saving
I
us.
can't by the serpent, you did it.
I never thought I'd leave that wretched place.
I just want to go home.
Thank you. We owe you. the others are all right. They're dangerous. They've been altered somehow. I'm not exaggerating.
Great serpent. Thank the serpent. I thought I would... It's done for.
save me. I don't wish to die here. The Great Serpent has heard me.
You did it. You got it. You did it. It's true what they say.
Serpent bless you.
It certainly was a test of faith. Now, I believe you have some I'm going to stay back a moment and make sure everyone here. I'll catch up with you shortly. Don't worry. I'll be there when it counts.
By the Serpent, you did it.
your intent to be unreasonable the whole time? I thought this was a negotiation.
We're having a friendly chat, aren't we? It's not my fault you don't find my offers acceptable.
Nah, just the person I wanted to see. Please tell me you bring good news. Exactly what I wanted to hear.
Razma, who is this? You allow any commoner to just waltz in on official business. I'd expect better security from House Kadik.
This is hardly official business.
Yes. And now these so-called negotiations are over.
Over? You'd risk everything after the whispers of a stranger. I demand to know who this is. You think I care about Anaskov? Only a complete fool would...
It's true, Mihail. And if you don't leave now, peacefully, I'll make sure your ships and Shadow Station Epsilon are made dust.
You... How did you... You're bluffing.
Test me. You think a genius mind like mine wouldn't find a way to hack into every system in your base? This remote device will launch a virus that will detonate systems within Epsilon, and reach your ships as well.
You realize how this may affect future partnerships, Razma. You'd jeopardize our connections.
It jeopardizes nothing. It merely restores the natural order.
The natural order. I could take you all out here and now. You know every one of us is prepared to answer the Serpent's call.
Only a heretic would be blind to the Great Serpent's work.
Oh, my eyes are open. It's just hard to discern the truth through all the treachery. You may be newly promised, but all right. I won't deny my brethren. Don't think this won't change.
Things have already changed, Mihail. From the moment you kidnapped House members. These negotiations are over. Now...
You have no idea how satisfying that was.
Yes?
House Kadik is in...
As am I. I owe you my life.
Tahima, you are a part...
I know. I just wanted to say thank you. Personally. And here. I'm sure they'll appreciate it more coming... You're welcome. It's been quite the life... If you have any spare time, maybe... Great. You can find me at the Great House whenever you get...
We'll talk later. See, as I was saying, House Kadik is... You've helped me maintain a... As for what you've learned here, I'd appreciate it if... A fair price to... The others involved know better than to speak of them. As much as it disappoints me, Jamal's never cared for our view with the Zealots. But this is what makes... You and the rest of our house. Now, I have much to do, and so...
You served House Kadik well today. We have nothing to discuss here. I'll see you back in Dasra. Don't take it. We have been through so much these last few weeks. And then Malibor, I am over it, I assure you. Your actions today were very telling, Ray. I misjudged your compassion for the people, but we need not speak further of this. Great Serpent keep you.
Just trying to survive one more day.
Welcome, my friend.
You do not understand. I saw a Nazco, took measure of his burdens.
What you are describing is a dream, nothing more.
Not a dream. A message from the Great Serpent himself.
With all due respect to your craft, dear sister, now is not the time for incense and ash leaves. Do you not see the depth of the crater before you?
On the contrary, brother. I see it for what it truly is. And if we ignore this vision, a Nazca will be lost to us forever.
Enough with the proselytizing. The Reverend has returned. Ah, were you able to find Sahima? Perfect. I have no doubt Sahima's work, if only the others had listened to her. This leaves houses Dulkef and Vathol.
Politics can wait. Every moment we delay.
For the last time. Faith!
It is the hubris of science that failed you in this.
You claim he has...
I do no such thing. The Great Serpent's reply is not an answer, but a question. Are we worthy of his grace? Until that is proven... and they will be made husks in. But the proof is not in our words. It is in the vision. A Nazco's presence still persists in...
Fine. I feel like I've lived this argument 1,000 times. Reverend, speak to my... Agree to her fool's errand, so that we may continue the work.
The Great Serpent has failed you with purpose. Is that not beautiful? I have... And now that you are here... Well put, the Great Serpent. But rest assured, at the edge of the crater, you will find a... It is as the great... In my visions, in the first, you preached the... And in time... Indeed, in the second future, I saw you make... At its terminus was a gate, a path. You stepped into this void. And in that moment, something changed.
Roughly speaking, it could be that entering the vortex directly would allow you to speak with... And, while my readings do not show any anomalous activity, still, that only emphasizes the potential danger involved here. I cannot approve of such an excursion on my... I am no heretic, but I will not stand in your...
You may not realize it now, dear bro. Then you must embark to the northern edge of the crater. Step through it. Find a Nazco.